Romeo and Juliet, a simplified and extended version. Romeo and Juliet is a famous play written by William Shakespeare. It is set in the city of Verona, Italy, where two powerful families, the Montagues and the Capulets, have been feuding for years. This ongoing conflict has caused many problems and fights in the city. The story begins with a street fight between the servants of the Montague and Capulet families. The fight is interrupted by the Prince of Verona, who is very angry. He warns that anyone who disturbs the peace again will face death as punishment. Romeo Montague, a young man, is feeling sad and lovesick because he is in love with a girl named Rosalind. However, Rosalind does not return his feelings. To help Romeo feel better, his friends Benvolio and Mercutio suggest he should go to a party hosted by the Capulets, even though it is risky because of the family feud. At the party, Romeo sneaks in and meets Juliet Capulet, the beautiful daughter of the Capulet family. They fall deeply in love with each other at first sight, despite knowing their families are enemies. They share a secret kiss and decide to marry in secret. The next day, Romeo and Juliet visit Friar Lawrence, a kind priest who agrees to marry them secretly. He hopes that their marriage might help bring peace between the two families. However, their happiness is short-lived. Tybalt, Juliet's hot-tempered cousin, challenges Romeo to a duel. Romeo refuses to fight because he is now secretly married to Juliet and does not want to cause more trouble. But his friend Mercutio accepts the challenge and is wounded fatally by Tybalt. In his anger and grief, Romeo fights Tybalt and kills him. Because of this, Romeo is banished from Verona. Juliet is heartbroken and devastated when she learns about Romeo's banishment and that her parents want her to marry Paris, a wealthy suitor. To avoid this marriage and be with Romeo, Juliet turns to Friar Lawrence for help. He gives her a potion that will make her appear dead for 42 hours. Juliet takes the potion and is placed in the family tomb. Her family finds her seemingly lifeless body and buries her in the tomb, believing she is dead. Romeo, not knowing about the plan, hears that Juliet has died and returns to Verona to see her one last time. He goes to the tomb, finds Juliet, and thinking she is truly dead, drinks poison and dies beside her. Juliet wakes up just after Romeo has died. In her grief, she tries to kiss the poison from his lips, but cannot. She then takes Romeo's dagger and kills herself to be with him in death. When the families discover the tragic deaths of Romeo and Juliet, they are filled with sorrow and regret. They finally understand how foolish their feud has been. The play ends with the two families reconciling and making peace, realizing that their fighting has caused unnecessary pain. The story of Romeo and Juliet teaches us about the power of love and the destructive nature of hatred. Their love, though tragic, shows how love can be a powerful force for change, while the feud between their families leads only to the tragedy and loss. The play reminds us that love can bring people together, even in the face of deep conflicts, and that overcoming hatred and making peace can lead to healing and understanding.